Hello, fellow gamers. This is Tim, SamY7, and I want to talk about a little concept I call the wife gaming threshold. Now, this is the kind of the name that I've kind of given to the fact that sometimes we play too many games and we anger our significant other. Uh, I know at times I kind of bite off more than I can chew. I'll run more games than I can handle, and I burn up more time than my wife is willing to give me to play my games, my favorite hobby. Really, it's almost my only hobby these days. I do have a few other things that I'm interested in, but definitely role playing is the number one spot. So the wife gaming threshold, you know, what is it? Um, it's something that can be fine for a while. You could be playing like one or two games, maybe a weekly game for like 4 to 6 hours, and she can be totally fine with that. And then all of a sudden, that thing that was perfectly fine before is not perfectly fine anymore. It's almost like the wife gaming threshold is a line in the sand. This is how much gaming you're allowed to have, and then okay, so you have that much gaming, and then the line kind of creeps and moves, and oh, I guess you can't have a weekly game anymore because that irritates her, or it's just it's been bugging her for a while, or maybe the day that you have it planned becomes a bad day because something else changes. So because something else changed, now you have to affect the day that you play, or maybe you have to cancel a game because Fridays aren't good anymore. Um, so the wife gaming threshold is kind of chaotic. It'll change at times, and depending on the wife, girlfriend, significant other, whatever that you're talking about, it can be more chaotic as well. And some gamers really never get to this point where they have issues with it. Um, I know that there are people that have been married that they're not married to a gamer, and that's a big problem. Maybe the wife thinks it's a silly, very geeky hobby that she doesn't understand or she doesn't like at all, and people can get in fights. Um, I know of a couple gamers that have got divorced because that just didn't work for them. I know some people that married gamers, and they're pretty happy. I I don't think the majority of gamers do have that luxury, though. I think most of us are in relationships with people who basically put up with it, or they like us, but they don't necessarily like that part of us, or those interests. Um, and I mean, my wife are very different people, and this is kind of my thing. She has things that are her things. I have things that are my things, and I have gaming. She flies for a living. She's a pilot, and that's kind of like her hobby as well. And I don't know, but the wife gaming threshold, that's like the line in the sand that changes. Like, at times it can be perfectly fine. In fact, sometimes it's kind of misleading because sometimes it'll actually give you more free time. Like, oh yeah, sure, you can have extra gaming, that's fine. And then you'll start having more games. So maybe you have a Friday night game every week, and then maybe you have a discussion with your wife. She's like, oh yeah, if you want to have more people over every once in a while, that's fine. So maybe you start doing that. Okay, so I have a Friday night game. I'm gonna have some people over on maybe Saturday, or maybe like Monday night, or maybe not even every week, just like maybe a Monday night every once in a while. And you start doing that, and maybe a month or two down the road, you have another discussion where that line has changed. And she's like, you know what? You're having your friends over too much. You're not paying enough attention to me. You're not paying attention to, cleaning the house, or doing the cat box, or mowing the yard, or maybe there's a project in the basement where you're supposed to paint the walls or something. Whatever is going on at the time in your life, that line can change. And I know like that, if you have kids, or I hear kids really curtail gaming. They really kind of cut into free time. I don't have that problem right now. I might never have that problem. I'm not really sure, but I just know that at times that line will change, and you might have to cancel games, or fight with the wife, fight with the your SO. I don't know. Has anyone ever experienced problems with their significant others with gaming, where they just don't understand what you're doing? They don't understand why you want to spend so much time with your friends playing games. Um, I don't know. I kind of crave social interaction, and for me, gaming kind of helps out with that. Uh, really don't go to as many parties or whatever as I used to. I never really went to a lot of parties before. I've never really been big into the bar scene either. I know that's a big social event for some people. But for me, gaming fills that void. I guess I get to interact with 6 other people if the game's full, and that's enough for me. Consistently seeing the same people every week. But sometimes it doesn't always work with being in a relationship. It's almost like gaming and relationship. They're just they're fighting over your free time. And if you have a very chaotic life with work or I don't know, family or whatever the case may be, that line can definitely change more. So tell me your horror stories, about getting in fights over gaming if you want to. Maybe you don't want to. But I have had to kind of butt heads a few times with trying to make time for the things that I enjoy. Because if I'm gonna go and work all week, I want to do something fun. And for me, I really enjoy role playing, and I want to make time for it. So let me know your thoughts, and I swear one of these times I'll have a Changeling Lost series of videos. All right, see you guys.